reaching you live from Edo Broadcasting Service. As usual, we have our papers review. This morning we have the family segment, we have the health segment, religious segment, all this put together to keep you entertained, educated, and enlightened. My name is Josephine Eimihe. Peggy's with us this morning. Peggy, good morning.
Jojo, good morning. If you ask, good morning. Program is Daybreak and Peggy required.
All right, let's start with the papers. Peggy, you want to say more?
No, I said welcome to the show.
All right. Oh, you wanted to add more again. Another welcome. Okay, let's start the papers this morning. On the Punch paper this morning, NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress Solidarity Rally holds today. Police warn hoodlums. Hypertensive man, Nigeria's outrage. Police go after last man men. For details, you get your Punch newspaper. Wike Atiku, as heeded my advice, says autumn. Federal government gets 16 billion naira tax credit for Lagos Badagry Expressway. Abeokuta Club seeks Ogun uncompleted projects completion. Adeboye authors extol Kumuyi's virtues in new book. Federal government develops framework to end hepatitis by 2030. Train captive, I pity captives, says freed victim. Train attack, I pity captives, says freed victim. 4 men sentenced to death for killing chief. All right, for more details, you get your Punch newspaper this morning. Let's see what the Vanguard is saying. On the Vanguard, Abuja Kaduna train kidnap. Families of 41 victims protest. Grand Transport Ministry. Enforcement of Okada ban. Police stray bullets. Keys commuter in Lagos. Enforcement of Okada ban. Police stray bullets. Keys commuter in Lagos. Cattle dealers block Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway over alleged killing of herdsmen and cows. Okay, federal government reiterates commitment to renewable energy target in 2030. Benue government threatens to stop striking BSU lecturers' salaries. NLC Solidarity Projects. Plateau government warns workers against participation. NBC signed MOU with NGOs on community development programs in Nigeria. Youth unemployment stakeholders advocate more government intervention to curb adverse effects. Okay. That's the most we can take on the Vanguard this morning. All right, for more details, you just get your papers and be informed of what is going on around your community and in the country and even the world at large. You need to read, you need to go through phones, you need to be more educated, more enlightened so that you can inform those around you. We're starting with the family segment this morning. Last week I promised that Pastor Richard's pen was standing aside, was sitting aside, and we had a discussion that is going to, we have a very, what did I say? Oh, okay. I was talking about, she's coming with a very good topic that will help us. But last week, something else took over. We were discussing how to make the home a better place. But for today, we are looking at for the singles. Yes, it seems we've been forsaken for so long. But this morning, we'll be looking on our own issues. How do you maximize your singlehood? How do you embrace the singlehood? Is singlehood a curse? Some of us, like, we are in a particular spot right now. Carry me, they go. Jehovah, carry me, they go. My husband, and you're doing nothing. This morning, we'll be looking at it. How do you maximize your singlehood so that when you get married, you will not rush out the way most persons are rushing out this morning? We have counselors in the house that will be talking to us. Please listen to them. Pastor Richard Ben, our regular guest, is with us. Pastor, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
You're looking beautiful. We are ready for the singles this morning.
Oh, yes.
All right.
She's looking sporty.
Thank
Sweet.
you. Thank you.
Reverend Ifeanyi Ode from USA. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning.
You didn't want to correct that USA. You want to let USA remain like that.
Yes. Just to know that Papa Sapota as I said last week, we are secure. God is in full control.
Not that people be thinking that this man from USA is bringing dollars. It's upper Sokomba. All right, Pastor Richard Ben, we're talking about singlehood. When we talk about singlehood, how do we really, what is singlehood? But I want you to just establish that. What is singlehood all about?
Okay, singlehood is a stage in life where you are preparing to get hooked up. Singlehood is a stage in life where you are whole, you are just you, and living your life. You are happy and you are maximizing the time because life is in phases and men are in sizes. So that time you decide to maximize it well. We want to talk about some other issues here because some singles tend to core in because of what people are saying, and we want to say it's not a time to get intimidated by anybody because everybody in life or every person in life passed through that stage at one point or the other. You are going somewhere, so you need to maximize that stage before you get to the next level.
Okay, let me come to Evangelist Ude. In your own perspective, how would you describe singlehood?
All right. My take on singlehood will be like this: that while growing up from being a child, for example, and you were born into this world, from there you were being cared for, educations and all that. Then along the line from school, then you get into the labor market as a single, as an individual, a single person. Your life is not attached to anybody. You're just living your life, planning, calculating, and then looking for a better partner of your choice, and at the same time also looking out for greener pasture out there, how to make your life really fine. And so within this time, you are just you and you are just you. But you see, at first, when that question was asked, I was almost getting stammered because the singlehood we are really having here right now are not really single. If we really check it, because there's a lot of distraction from the school world. Even those who go to school are not cohabiting and they're no longer single. So they cannot really straighten what they really want in life. You see a girl and a boy still undergraduate living in one place, so you can't call that single. And so they are already partially married, partially doing everything, cooking for each other. And these people are teenagers, youths. So it's a very big, it is dicey. So that is why when I hear this single, there are so many things that are involved. And so for me, I felt if you're out there, kudos. You are just out there, you connect to people, yes, but you're yourself. You don't have this, you don't connect yourself to a kind of thing that felt, okay, you're going to regret in your single, so you just get focused. So a single person is somebody who is just on himself, pursuing a goal, and also believing God for future, possibly for a future partner as a wife or husband. So right. While you have not gotten that yet, you are single.
All right, thank you so much. We have a lot to say because what he said right now, Pastor Rich was saying, says some persons are single, but they're already cohabiting right from the age of 20, and they will still call them. They are doing husband and wife thing. They are doing husband and wife thing, everything about husband and wife, but they will tell you that, oh, the singles, they will still raise up their hands.
Yeah.
So they have double identity.
So that this point will not get lost.
Yes.
Yeah, something very important. I do tell girls that I have seen some persons now living with a person. You ask them outside, they are single, they are coming from a guy house, all their property are there. This guy is not married to you. And you are saying you are single. You understand? Somebody will ask you out there, you say you are a single person. Okay. Now, this guy will not take you serious. He will not even mind you. He will only take you serious if you're on your own and he's looking at you from afar.
All right, thank you for that point. We will discuss more on this after the morning news. Please stay with us. It's Daybreak, Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from Edo Broadcasting Service. All right, we start on a very, very interesting mood this morning. On the family segment, we're looking at singlehood, and we have Pastor Richard Ben Maswin. You're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, Pastor Ifan there. You're welcome, sir. Before we went for the news, we're looking at singles that are cohabiting. They are singles, but every of their property is in somebody's house. And we want to know if these persons are really single. Pastor Richard, you're a single girl, you're not married, and you're with a guy, and you're still trusting God that you want to be married, whereas you're doing everything that the married ones are doing. Are they still single?
I think they are the high class singles because, like Pastor Ifai rightly puts, I don't know how much of value they have left before that man that they are staying with. Not just the man, even the man's people. And funny enough, or painful, the painful part is some of them, they end up not being married. After you have stayed with a man for how many, in fact, you have lived the life of a married woman. And yet, at the end of the day, bride price was not paid. Somebody else came and then took your place. So we have been saying it, and we'll keep saying it. Cohabiting is not a way out. I know some people were like, oh, let me cohabit with him. And then just last night, I was speaking with a girl who told me that she's pregnant for this guy, and the guy said he does not want the pregnancy. We have been on it, and suddenly last night she called and said like the guy came back, and I said, hey, guy, watch well, oh. Don't try to tie him with that baby, because some of them have called. Some of them, I've heard guys that will call, and now they are already married to the girl. They will tell you and said, she got pregnant and like I was tied with the baby. But as we speak, she's there with her children. I'm out. We keep saying it, and it doesn't change. Value yourself and enter into your home full of value, and not try to cut corners. Because when you cut corners, cutting corners is not always the way out. And I only want to quickly add to those who are married but they are singles. They are married but they are single. You're married but you know you are single. There's no bonding with the person you're with. Or even those who are married but they are separated. I've seen those who are married, the man and the woman are living together, but they are living separate lives. It's another part of this talk. And I just want you to know, because there are those that will just be there. They have a motive. They have a reason of staying with the man, staying with the woman. And once their motive is achieved, they go out. If you don't want to marry, please leave the other person alone and let him or her move on with his life. Instead of staying in, the way a tick is to a dog. You are just there like a tick. And then life is not moving forward because you just want to frustrate this person's life.
Okay, being single, is it healthy?
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy.
No, being single for me, if you say being healthy or not healthy, you can also swing it to the two side. Yeah, the healthy part is why you are single. During your singlehood is when you will maximize your time. You try also to discover yourself. Because for me, until you discover yourself, you may not be able to know who is right there for you or the right thing to do in life. You see, sometimes every one of us need a thinking corner. Most time in our life, either early morning or certain time where we can go on a personal retreat or either prayer, sometimes it may not even be fasting and prayer to the mountain, but sometimes you can stay within yourself where you begin to reason about yourself. Who am I? Why am I created? You see? But when you are with a crowd all the time, you're already relating with people, like your attitude completely already showing that you are not single, whereas in quotes you are single, you don't have time for yourself, you have not discovered yourself. So it will be difficult. So singlehood time, when you are single, is the time to discover yourself so that you can be able to know who to marry and who not to marry. Because if you cannot discover yourself, it will be difficult. Even those who took time to discover themselves still make mistake. How much more you who have not really have time to discover yourself. So during the single, that is the healthy part. Then the unhealthy part of single is when you just relax, you do nothing, and you are depending on people. My uncle is in abroad, my father property, when he dies, I'm going to inherit it. After all, I'm a beautiful girl, even though I don't know how to cook, who will love me will love me. Your mother is cooking, like that case of that lady in Lagos, that she called the mother, I said, that soup you used to cook, I want to know, is it sugar that you normally put inside? Because right now my husband just rejected the food because I put sugar inside the soup, you know, and all of that. So all these things are issue. Then the healthy part of it is when mother will be able to play vital role in the life of their daughters or guardians. For example, most mothers in town around, they don't even know where their daughter lives. They don't even know where they stay. And all what they know is that they get money from them. So that area is not healthy. So there was a case last week on counseling section. A woman came to my office with her daughter. He said, there is a Jeep park out there now. My daughter has been staying with the guy for 1 year. I went there to storm the place to ask my daughter to return home. I said, girl, how old are you? Say 18. I said, what is your problem? Oh, what is the problem? So she told me that the home is not settled. That is why she ran out of the house. And all of that, the mother said, okay, she should return. So a lot of mothers are not fighting to recover back their children. And then that is why we have multiple baby mamas everywhere. And that is why we have a lot of children growing out of all these things here. Because, you see, somebody can have sex, will sleep with you, and all of that may not still love you. You know, some of them are using it to satisfy themselves until they get the right person. So why can't you just be single? If you're in town and your parents are in that town, humble yourself enough to stay around your parent. If you have money, make your parent life better as a young man, as a young lady, and then somebody can come to your parent home to marry from there. Sometimes when a guy is single, or when a lady is, mostly girls, and there is a time with their parents, they rent house on their own somewhere. People tag them somehow. They don't see them quite responsible. And they say the same parent are in the same town, but there is a way they don't look at them because they feel that they are into us and all that. So if you are single, singlehood is a very good time. It's enjoyable. I enjoyed my own to some extent because at age 17, I rented my first apartment. I started business. I laid my first foundation, started building my house at the age of 21, 22, even while in school and partly school and business. So during singlehood is when to discover yourself, you need to pursue your goal, and then establish a place. Something happened yesterday. A young man that I discovered was talking with a girl who was already in courtship. So I invited him to my office yesterday. What is your problem? I know you don't have money. I know I'm the one giving you money once to eat. I have warned you. Discover yourself, establish yourself first before you begin to look out there for who to marry. And a lot of people have got into this and they are not really getting. So there is a healthy part when you maximize your time, discover yourself, and then build your own empire to some extent. Then you can bring somebody into your life. It can make sense like that. That is my take.
Thank you so much. You just like leapfrog to the next question I wanted to ask. Pastor Richard's been, most singles, they believe that at that stage, that something is wrong with them. That maybe when you are up to some certain age, you are not married, that there is something wrong. Either you see them going for deliverance from one pastor to the other, as against maybe building themselves, building capacity to get married. It is a common thing. You see them, some going to like traveling to buy some things, like going spiritual, let me use the word, as against building character. So what do you have to say concerning that? How do you maximize your singlehood so that when you get married, you'll be okay?
Yeah, I want to first of all say that singlehood is not a cause. That you are single or you are not getting married on time does not have anything to do with you. We all have different destinies. There are people God have destined to marry early, and they actually marry early and life is going well for them. There are people God destined to marry late, and they will still be fulfilled. Your time may not be my time. My time may not be your time. So don't allow anybody coerce you. Don't allow anybody talk you down. Don't allow anybody make you feel less of yourself. You see, like we are saying, when you are single, try to maximize that time. Maximize it. Like Pastor Ifeanyi has rightly put, as a single, do you know how to cook? If you don't know how to cook, it is the time to learn. Go and learn how to cook. Girls that will like, oh, I'm supposed to be married, I'm not married, let me just go look for a boy to hang with and stay with, and maybe peradventure he will marry me. No. You don't know how to cook, you're going to hang with a boy that will marry you by force, by fire.
No character.
You don't have character, you don't have respect, regards for people. You don't even know how to treat people, because some of us, some of you might end up marrying guys that have tough mothers, and then you have some tough mother-in-law. You don't know how to manage relationship. These are things you should learn in singlehood. This is maximizing your singlehood. You learn this thing, you become whole. You be somebody that when you enter into somebody's life, you become a plus and not a minus. There are persons that get married. In fact, a man was just telling me that he was the one that taught the wife how to cook. I know that there are certain meals your husband will teach you. My husband taught me how to cook some. But majority of the meal, I am the one cooking. And he enjoys them. You should learn these things as a young girl. Learn homekeeping, learn respect, learn how to value men, because you get married to a man tomorrow who will require some measure of value from you, regardless of how rich you are as a young girl. Because as you start to maximize your time, you make money. And I want to quickly say this also to guys who feel, oh, that girl is rich. No, this one cannot have regard for somebody. Please, a young girl should maximize her time, make money. Some people just conclude, oh, how can a young girl be riding car? This one she's spoiled. Who said? A young girl can make money. She can have cars. She can have house of her own. And don't get intimidated as a man or as a boy when you try asking her out or you want to marry. And this one already have car. This one can she have regard for me? Some guys are even very scared. They are even scared approaching a girl that does not have anything to talk more. Approaching a girl that have made it. I mean, you should be a man enough to talk to a girl that you want to marry. Like some girls will tell me, if he's not man enough to ask me out, I mean to come eyeball to eyeball and ask me, listen, I want to marry, I want to settle down with you. How am I sure he's man enough to keep me in the house as a wife? These are a whole lot of issues. So please, as a young girl, don't try to like, oh, please let me fold my hands until I'm married. It's for the men. No. Because even when you get married, the man is looking to know what value you have and what value you're going to add to his life. So right now, you are, acquiring values. With your certificate, with your handwork, you're trying to make yourself whole so that when you eventually get married, the man will be proud of you.
Before we go, this is, I just need to say this, but it's what's going on around us. We have to be very practical. Some ladies will tell you that they are going spiritual. When I mean spiritual, they will go the other way or will tie the man. Whether the boy like it is by fire, by force. Before the boy will not say, I want to marry you. And it's what's going on right now. A lot of persons are into it. Pastor Ifeanyi, do you have something to say? Girls that do go out to the spiritual level and they will tie the person and say, okay, you must marry whether you like it or not.
For me, in fact, countless experience I have seen in the life of people. As for 3 days ago, 2 guys that did blood covenants and all of that, so funny thing. That was another matter. But let me say this. I think in Lagos, a man got married to a lady without his clear eye for about 11 years. Wow. So one day the man went, there was a particular thing, when you get somebody, you catch somebody according to whatever they might have told you there. Use spiritual water, bottle, and all of that to catch somebody. There's expiring date.
That's it.
And funny enough, now that expiring date now come out in your old age. How far? How markets? How will it be? How far? Because you see, whatever God gives to you, will last.
Yeah.
And whatever. So this after this man got tired of service. Anytime new moon is coming out, she will bring the thing at night and do sacrifice with pigeon and egg and all that. Call the name of the man. The man had been so mumushous for long under that influence. But one day the man went to a place. I think it was a place of prayers, and the power of God hit that man. And then that stuff left his eyes. Do you know he returned home? He was asking the woman had been in his life for 11 years. He said, who are you? He said, but I remember one day I assisted you, I gave you a lift somewhere. But I don't know you. Who are you? How come? Who owns these children? He said that you are children after 11 years. So if you are there and they are telling you, you see, people don't stay where they are now to calculate what will end up happening to them in future. The truth of the matter is this. You want to catch somebody. As I speak to you right now, up at Upper Ikenwa, a lady was very recently. She called I don't want to mention, she called one of my staff somewhere there and told the staff that I want to take you to those states. And we want to go and do something that when men sees us and all of that. And then they gave them condition. And that condition was that one of the things they told them, you know, sometimes when they give the instruction, they don't even care, just to get what they wanted. And they told her, you will marry you, but you need to come for higher sacrifice to keep the marriage or you are dead. Now she got, from the day one she got pregnant, she got married to the guy, no peace. She was even the one feeding the person. The guy lost his job the first week of marriage and all that, and then pregnancy, at the cost of birth. She died. No, before she died, I think 3 months later, she was bleeding profusely from every part of her body and all of that, and that is how she died. Now she told the husband and family, I went to some place to get this man. This is what they told her. And inside the house, they brought some talisman that you have been using to control things. And Alpha, she's buried right now. Somebody else is already in that marriage, taking care of the child, you see. So these are the, you want to go on that fast lane, think twice.
All right, Pastor Richard's been briefly, because this discussion will continue next week about singlehood, but we have a lot to say. But concerning ladies going hard, going spiritual to hook a man, because time is going late and I don't want to stay alone, I don't want to be single, and you now went the extra mile to get somebody, just give advice to them.
See, ladies going spiritual. Ladies, not just ladies, guys going spiritual too.
Yeah.
So,
touch and follow.
Spiritual, the spiritual.
Sorry, do I hear touch and follow? The guy will just touch the girl. And the girl will be following the man.
It has been around.
Like touch and go. Yeah. So the spiritual controls the physical.
Yeah.
I must tell you, if you want to go spiritual to get married to somebody, it works. But do it the right way. If you go to God and ask, Lord, it works. It works even more than the talisman, all of that. But when you go to the touch and go, this thing, the aftermath effect is always to, just like what he had just shared. She's not allowed to enjoy the home now. Somebody else is taking care of her child. So don't try to buy somebody or to get somebody by all means. Trust in God and you will still get the person.
All right, that's the most we can take on this segment. Next week, we'll continue from there. Being single, what singlehood? Is it a curse? Is it unhealthy? So we say, hey, there is foundational issue, but you said some will marry early. Why some will marry late? And they will still get
wonderful life.
All right, Daybreak continues after this moment. Please don't go away.